Organizations that want to deploy certain information management related technologies, they come to us, we advise them on what to do and how to go about it. Then we offer two kinds of certification programs. We have the general certification, it's called the GIMC certification. The GIMC certification is just a one-day program for all. It's not it's a certification program we developed because of the gaps we identified in the way people handle information on social media, in the community, and every other places. So the GIMC certification is a one-day certification program that is meant to sensitize employees in every organization. It doesn't have to be those employees that are in the office alone, even the security personnel, those that are hired to clean your office environment, they need to take this certification program because they need to understand their roles when they come across sensitive information. What are the expectations that the organization expect from them? Talking about information handling. So the GIMC certification is a general information management competence certification because we want to make sure that every employee in every organization have the basic knowledge in managing information. Then the other kind of certification we have is the professional certification, which is developed to help core information management professionals. So it is in 4 stages. We have IMP1, IMP2, IMP3, and we have the IIM Master Certification Program. So at each level, professionals are expected to complete 5 modules. And in our own context, modules are subject areas. Some of the modules include knowledge management. So what is it about? It's about education and certification of employees on information management. For those employees that are not core professionals in the field of data, information records, and document management, they don't write exam. They just get certificates of participation after the class. But for core professionals, they need to write exam and they need to pass. Then after every 3 years, they're expected to recertify. Then in terms of membership, the Institute of Information Management has the following membership grade. We have the student membership grade for students that are still in school. We have the graduate grade for fresh graduates that just left the universities. We have the associate membership grade for any professional in any field of endeavor that has a minimum of 2 years of professional practice in any field. Then we also have the professional grade, which is for any professional in any field that has a minimum of 5 years of professional experience. The same thing is applicable to senior professional. Professional must have a minimum of 10 years of professional experience, and the fellow grade is in 2 classes. We have the honorary fellowship and we have the professional fellowship. When we talk about the honorary fellowship is the highest fellowship membership grade in the Institute of Information Management. They have certain, what would I call it now? Traits, compared to the professional fellowship. For the honorary fellows, they are not expected to complete the mandatory annual compulsory professional development scheme. Every year we expect members to, take courses so as to remain relevant and up to date in the field. We expect professionals to be engaged in professional activities that will help them, to develop themselves. But for honorary fellows, it's optional for them. If they like, they can join the training. If they like, they might decide not to join. Because usually we have top CEOs, governors, presidents, and so on and so forth as honorary members of the institute. So we don't want to bore them with asking them to come for classes over and over again. So they don't do that. Then also honorary fellowship means an honorary fellow can only be a member of the advisory board. It's only the professional, for those professional fellows that can aspire to be members of the governing council. Do we get that? Then honorary fellows don't pay annual dues. The moment they contribute into the institute endowment and they are inducted, it's for life. But that still does not mean if they feel they want to assist the institute, maybe we're having a function, we're having a week, we're having a program, they can donate, they can participate, they can come. They can get their individual academic gown at every IIM function. They can come with their gown, just like we have Meg here. Meg has the guy is putting on. He actually brought it from home. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So he got, I think he got it, was it last year or year before the last?
2
years ago. You know.
Maybe even 3, you know.
Yeah.
We're getting old.
Yeah, of course. We want a community of professionals that are up to date. Community of professionals that know what is happening in the industry. Then the last membership category we have is the corporate membership, which is open to any organization that is duly registered. You can join as a corporate member, an organization can join, an association can join, government agencies, we have them in our membership in Uganda and so on and so forth, you know. You can join and take advantage of their corporate membership to educate some of their employees and so many other benefits. Then in terms of affiliation and partnership, we are proud to be associated with the Information and Records Management Society of the United Kingdom. And Meg used to be the former chairman.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've really enjoyed good working relationship with IRMS. And we also have other professional institutions across the globe. A number of them are not even listed here because of the space and time. We have Information Governance Initiative in the US. You know, they organize the Info Governance Conference every other year. They invite members of IIM to their conference, and most times they give us good discount. There was a year they gave us a discount of just $250 for the whole conference. That will have cost around maybe $2,500. You know, these are some of the things we enjoy. We used to have the Cohasset Associates, also in Chicago in the US. I remember in 2010, you know, they gave us scholarship for 10. You know, they gave us scholarship for 10. Unfortunately, that year, we only had 2 members in attendance. The following year, they gave us 2. You understand? The year they gave us 2, none of our members attended, and since then, there hasn't been any scholarship coming from them. Although we're still talking to them, we hope they will still do more, because we want to make sure that this field of information management is institutionalized in Africa, and we want to help professionals in this field in Africa, you know, to grow, to be recognized by the employees, to be recognized by the society and the government. Because part of the gaps we noticed in the past has to do with recognition. A lot of information managers, records managers, data managers, archivists, and so on, they complain of the fact that in the organizations, they are not being seen as professionals like other professionals, because they had no certification, you know, and they hardly see where they are contributing to the bottom line. So these are some of the things we are trying to change. So we have PECB in Canada, we have the International Association of Privacy Professionals, the IRMT also in the UK here, and so on and so forth. So as individuals, some of the benefits we get as being a member of the institute is we validate information management skills, practices, and knowledge that we've acquired over the years on the business. A lot of us are working with organizations, and in the course of our activities and operations over the years. We've mastered so many things when it comes to how we manage the company's information. So you becoming a member of the institute would help you to validate that knowledge. Your certified membership certificate that you're going to get today is telling your organization, your management, or even a potential employer that you know what information management is all about. Then, opportunity to enroll for institute professional examination. Yes, as a member, you have the opportunity of taking the certification program. Then, you also have the opportunity to be more engaged in the field. Because a lot of professionals complain of the fact that they do not have platforms where they can interact with peers, where they can share lessons learned, best practices, and also to network. So this is a platform, that provides that. We've had situations where people in America, people in Nigeria, they met on the IM platform and they are doing great exploits now in business, in career, exchanging ideas, exchanging jobs, businesses, contracts, and so on. They will also want to help professionals to increase their confidence and ability to do the job. Like I mentioned, the fact that some professionals that are tasked with managing information do not have the background knowledge of records and information management. So a membership into IIM is an open door for them to be able to acquire those skills and have the confidence and say, oh, I'm a record manager, I know what record management is all about. A lot of them are out there, they manage records, but they don't even know the difference when you're differentiating between data and information. They don't know the difference between data and information. And some of them have been doing the jobs maybe for 10, 15 years. Then you learn best practices and lessons from the best in the industry. We are privileged to have Nick in our midst today. We might not really appreciate the lecture he has given to us. But if we had to pay to attend conferences and we pay thousands of dollars and you find him there, these are some of the things that we pay for, that we're getting on the platter of gold. So you have the opportunity because we have in our network across the globe best of the best in the field. So from time to time we bring them to a gathering like this for them to come and share their knowledge with us. Then you get recognition for your qualification, experience, expertise, and ability acquired from your employer. Then you remain current and competitive. That is, you know the trend in the industry, you know what is going on, what is happening, and you can plug into them, to take advantage either for career change or for business development. Then get on in your career, you earn more money, gain more respect. That's why we're into business. We want to make more money. We work because we want to be appraised on our job in our various organizations and our pay, increased. Then you can get transferable credentials. You join the community of professionals and network with peers. Use the institute acronym. After today, for those of us that are being inducted, that are going to be inducted today, after today, you've added a feather to your cap. What does that mean? It means for whatever membership category you have been inducted, you have the appropriate acronym here that you put at the back of your name, on your CV, your business card, on your LinkedIn account, or any professional platform where you have been listed. You have this acronym at the back of your name. And the beauty of it again is the fact that, because we have members all over the world, the moment you use any of this acronym, the moment any of the IIM members sees your profile anywhere, they know you are a member of the institute. And as a result, you can mix, you can exchange ideas, you can fraternize and do so many things together. Then you also enjoy membership discount on local and international training, seminars, workshops, and lectures. For our paid training programs as members, we have standard discounts for our members. Those that are non-members will pay the regular fee, while members enjoy that. Then you participate in regular general or special meetings of the institute, receipt of notice of meetings, we invite you to meetings, synopsis of program topics, eligibility for election to the executive position. Any of us they can become the president of the institute. And initially we even had the plan to inaugurate the UK chapter today. It was in the original plan, but certain documentation we're working on, we couldn't complete it in record time. That is why we have to defy it till next year. So very soon we're going to be having the UK president, UK vice president, and so on and so forth. That's talking about IIM Africa. Then as a member, you have the opportunity, to serve at any of those levels. Then you can look at the constitution, you can contribute to the institute, things you want us to inject into the constitution, modification you want us to make, and ideas on how we can take the institute to the next level. Then you also have access to sources of information that may be available through IIM. We've had series of cases, even as of yesterday, some of the members in Nigeria, some of them that they are writing their projects, they are requesting for information from the institute. We link them up with other professionals that might have the information that they need, and also provide them information within our own repository. Then, as a corporate member of the institute, you can optimize productivity, efficiency, and quality of work being done in your organization by making sure that you have the organization as a corporate member of the institute. You can build organizational capacity because the institute can work with you to develop capacity in your organization, enhance corporate business process for better results, create positive corporate image. Because as a corporate member of the institute, if you provide services, your customer, good enough, apart from the GDPR you have in the UK here, in Nigeria we have the data protection regulation now. It came into being January 2019. So we have that in place now. So what that means is, for any organization that collects personal information, customers can beat their chest and say, oh, I'm confident my information is safe and protected with your organization because you're a corporate member of the Institute of Information Management. Then you mitigate risk and ensure corporate compliance. You also maintain good corporate information governance and control in the organization, enhance accountability and transparency within the organization, effective resource control and management. You can manage your resources effectively and access network of professionals for marketing and product development. Some of us that are members here, we have our own individual businesses that we do. The IIM platform is an opportunity for you where you can come and showcase your skills. You might be a consultant. Within the network, you find people that will hire you or people that will require your services. If you have products, you can bring it on the platform. Introduce it to members, they will be glad to patronize you. You can expand your market to reach your target audience through this. Then it's also a mark of leadership in the industry for corporate governance. So the list of our our governing council, you find it in the program of events. Then information management professionals, what are our roles and responsibilities in organizations? We have to promote efficiency of the organization by ensuring that only useful information is maintained and that it is maintained in a systematic way. So as information professionals, our contribution to the bottom line in every organization is to be able to let them realize the fact that only useful information are stored. There's no point keeping information that would not have any value on the business. And we also help the organization because most organizations don't even have provision for information management in their budgets. Check. Take a look at a number of organizations around you. They don't have provision for information management. The closest you find is maybe IT. Maybe you only find IT. And when you talk about information need, individually we have information needs. Organization needs have information needs. Governments have information needs. So They need information management professionals to be able to help them to identify all these needs. So when we talk about the needs could be operational. That is, what are those information you need to enhance your operation? What are those information that you need to be able to manage the organization well? What are the information you need to be able to make to develop your strategic plans, you know, in taking the organization to the next level? Then you also, professionals help to identify information that needs to be captured. They create, approve and enforce policies and practices regarding records, including the organization and disposal. So any organization that does not have professional information managers will have problems in identifying the information they need to keep, those ones they need to dispose, because it's going to be a problem. Then when it comes to storage too, you know, professionals will help to develop the storage plan for the organization, so that you know the rate at which you're generating information, are you complying with the retention policy of the organization, how are you managing information, and so on and so forth. It's also part of the responsibilities of the information management professional. They also help to identify, classify and store records. They coordinate access to records internally and outside of the organization, balancing the requirement of business confidentiality, data privacy and public access. Most times our organization do have interaction with external bodies. It could be government agency, it could be joint venture partners, it could be customers, it could be vendors and so on. But because of the fact that we interface with some of these entities, does not mean we should be loose as an organization. There might be certain information that we need to protect from them accessing. So I'm the only person that would be in best position to know such information is the information management professional. So executing retention policy on disposal of record, which is no longer required for personal reasons according to organizational policy, statutory requirements and other regulations. This may involve either destruction or permanent preservation in an archive. So when you have information, you need to know, have a policy in your organization that will help you to identify what you need to do to records and information. Because if you have proper classification scheme in place, you'll be able to know the various retention that applies to different classes of information. And the moment you're able to identify that, you know that for any records that goes into inactive state in a particular class, you don't destroy. What you do is you do what? You take it to the archive. You archive it. So the only way you can have a governance structure over all these things I'm talking about is to have dedicated resources. And the only way you can do that is to make sure that you have professionals in charge of managing your records. Then, when it comes to career, you know, I haven't seen an information management professional that is having it difficult to get a job. Because information management is required virtually everywhere. In the law firm, within the health sector, manufacturing, education, government, procurement, marketing, business development, just name it. You need information professionals. You need information management skills to be able to do all of these things. And that is why, as information professionals, we will continue to remain relevant. A lot of jobs are going to be lost in the coming years because of the introduction of artificial intelligence. Last week, when we had the Information Management and Literacy Week at the IBM Innovation Center in Lagos, you know, we saw the development being made by IBM. You know, IBM has developed a technology called Watson. Watson is an artificial intelligence platform that you can practically customize into doing virtually everything. It can be used, you know, to help you execute legal matter. It can be used to diagnose patients and recommend medication. It can be used to do so many things that ordinarily you would have required an individual to do. So what that means is technology is evolving, and as professionals, we need to also evolve and take advantage of the opportunities it's providing us. Because some people see some of these traders, oh, technology is coming to take our jobs away. No, I disagree with that. What it means is we need to step up our game. You know, all the watching of this world we're talking about in terms of artificial intelligence, at the point, they will still need individuals, they still need professionals. Artificial intelligence rely on data. So you still need people that would be in control. Then you have in banks everywhere they require information management skills. So career opportunities are most prevalent in medium to large organizations. Digital record will become more prevalent whether we like it or not. But we cannot do away with paper records. How many of us have heard the word paperless before? Paperless. Everybody? Okay, what is paperless? Who can tell us?
You store all the information online.
Only? You see? That's a misconception. Paperless means reduction in the use of paper. You cannot practically eliminate the use of paper. You understand? But you can reduce, you know, the usage. Then there will, new media, new technology, email, social network, mobile will continue to come. So as professionals, we need to make sure that we're in tune with this, and we're able to use some of these technologies and apply it to what we do. Then they will constantly create new challenges. There will be challenges. You know, change management is important when you are executing any project. And change is something that is permanent. Whether we like it or not, things will continue to change. So our ability to adapt and be able to change, you know, will really go a long way in helping us as professionals. The paper records will be with us for some time still, and still needs to be managed. So no matter the technology we have around, we still have paper records. So it means we still have to manage them in a way. Then transition from paper to digital will become more important. A lot of organizations are digitizing now. They are converting their paper documents into electronics. And conversion, that is one aspect of information management too. Some companies, some individuals specialize in helping people to convert their data from paper to electronic. So you might decide, you might find interest in data conversion, and it becomes a business for you. Even destruction of documents, of information, is a business on its own. We have companies that are certified to destroy records. You don't just say because they are records, you can just get a shredder and you start shredding. No. As an organization, you should have a policy, you know, that will clearly spell out what you're expected to do in case of disposition of records. So those of them that will not be going to the archives that you need to destroy, you have to follow the process. They have to be properly documented, so that if you have any legal matter in the future, you can always refer to the fact that those records had been destroyed, and for you to be able to provide documentation to show the evidence that they were appropriately destroyed. So when we talk about disciplines, job opportunities, roles, job roles, and so on and so forth, we have over 250 roles that you can find in our field. Although the IT sector they've made claim to a large chunk of it, because we've not been claiming it. When you talk about database administration, for example, it should be under information management. Data managers should be under information management, not IT. You understand? So there are so many roles like that. These are just few, you know, that we decide to list on the screen because of the space and time. On that note, we come to the end of the pre-induction presentation. So if we have any question, I'll be available to attend to our question as we move into the induction session. Thank you. Any question, contribution, comments, and so on? So in the absence of that, I think we can proceed with the program, which I believe within the next 20 minutes we should be done.
Okay, let's appreciate our president, the chairman of the Zoning Council, Ambassador Dr. Yedokun Ayodeji. Thank you very much. We are continuing with the induction and investiture of professionals, of other members, senior professionals and professionals, having done that of the honorary fellow. Please let's appreciate ourselves for that wonderful audience, the attention we have paid. So on that note, we want to invite Dr. Dayo Olomu to join in carrying this out. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Dr. Dayo Olomu. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are going to start with the induction and investiture of professional fellows. I think we have
Yes, we have three.
now. We have the 3 professional fellows with us, but I have been reliably informed that one of the fellows, I'd like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Akiashun. Thank you for joining us. One of the most successful Nigerians in NHS doing us proud. Yes. You've done that. Yeah, Mrs. Mrs.
Okay. Oh, okay.
A lady, as I was saying before, I was distracted by this beautiful lady that I had to introduce. Woman, they don't even know what some married women say that they are ladies, some say that they are women. We don't even know, we get confused. Because if you say women, you have to be politically correct. But this lovely lady, today is her birthday, so let me just use lady for the purpose of this. Today is her birthday, and she's been honored today, and she's getting a fellowship, and she even brought a birthday cake.
Oh.
So, I am not sure whether she brought jollof rice, because some of us are used to, when we say lunch, we are used to having a heavy lunch, but our name is Nkechi Undu Diri. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. We are going to sing happy birthday for you later.
All right, thank you.
And we also have Mr. Idowu Akinde, who is also going to be honored. And we also have another beautiful lady, Abel Olawumi Ololade. So we're going to start with you. Can I ask, as I've called you in that order, can you step forward, please?
Okay. Abel Olawumi Ololade is Assistant Manager, Human Resources, Niger Delta Power Holding Company. Nkechi Undudrim, MSc ICOB, is Asset Management Building Surveyor, Project Manager, Gateway Housing Association. Idowu O. Akinde, Country Ambassador, Blockchain Industry Group. They are the professional fellows to be inducted this afternoon. I will hand over to the President and the Chairman, Governing Council of the IIN.
Thank you very much, Dr. Atiyeshe. Do you have your oath of allegiance?